Hey, what's up guys? Houston here, and for those of you just finding my YouTube channel, welcome. Please remember to hit that subscribe button and that bell. Now today's video, I'm actually answering a question that someone asked me. They said, is it possible to get a bank card with a bad credit score? And the answer to that is actually yes, absolutely. Because I actually have a client. She was approved for the Navy Federal card for $20,000 with a 580 credit score. And so we're going to talk about that strategy, okay? But first, I want you all to understand today's video, we're talking about getting access to the Navy Federal American Express with bad credit and no credit check, okay? And now, some of these strategies in this video, some of you guys may have already heard of these strategies. Some of you guys already tested these strategies. And some of you guys may not have ever heard of these strategies, okay? But I'm going to break it down. So even if you have bad credit and you're a member of Navy Federal, I'm going to show you some things that you possibly can do to be able to get approved for higher credit limits of credit cards with Navy Federal. All right? So first things understanding is that you have to be a member, okay? Now, if you're trying to figure out, well, how do I become a member of Navy Federal Credit Union? Excuse me. What when I made a video, and I'll put it in the description or on this page, that actually tells you the steps on how to actually become a member of Navy Federal Credit Union, even if you've never been in the military. Okay, so I'll definitely give you access to that video. Now, here's number two that you have to think about. When you're trying to apply for a Navy Federal credit card, here's the number one thing you should do, okay? Before applying for that credit card, you want to pre-qualify, okay? So you want to do a pre-qual, okay? And you want to go to your credit cards and loans, and you want to do a pre-qualify. All right, this is very important in these steps. And again, like I said, some of you people are already familiar with these steps, and so you probably already tried it and you had success. And if you have, please post in the comments, what was your success like? What did you start with? Where are you at? And what are you trying to accomplish? Okay, so again, stick with me, because some of these steps are very important for some people that are new, that have a relationship with Navy Federal, but they don't have no idea that this even exists. Okay, now here's another thing you have to remember. When applying with Navy Federal, okay, what they're going to do for a credit card, they're going to do a hard pull. Okay, they're going to do a hard pull on your TransUnion. Okay, so you have to understand that. Now, when you open up a Navy Federal account, what they do, they pull your Equifax. But when you're applying for credit cards, they do a hard pull on your TransUnion. Now, you're like, well, Houston, you just said that you can get a Navy Federal American Express card with no credit check, bad credit. How's that? I'm getting to that, so slow down, stick with me, pay attention, and I promise you, I'm going to deliver. Okay, so just deal with me, all right? Now, here's the thing about it. When applying for Navy Federal credit cards, all right, there's two specific cards that you want to apply for that are the easiest, especially if you have bad or challenging credit, okay? So, one is their cash rewards. Number two is their platinum. Okay, now here's a key thing to applying for these cards. All right, you do not want to apply for these cards during business hours. Okay, when do you want to apply for these cards? You want to apply for these cards after business hour. Okay, so what that means, once you do your pre-qual, like you can do your pre-qual during the day. All right, but in terms of when you're applying for the actual credit card, you want to try to do it between 11 p.m. and 5 p.m. And you're like, well, Houston, excuse me, 5 a.m. Now, you may be all like, well, Houston, why would I want to wait that long to apply for a credit card with Navy Federal? Well, here's the thing about it. Because of their system, Navy Federal Credit Department that usually does the manual reviewing, they leave office at 10:30, okay? And so when they leave office, then there's computer generated approvals. And from my understanding, you'll have a 90% chance of approval by this, okay? Now, here's the thing about it. You have to understand this. So stick with me. You have to understand this, because what I'm going to say, some people said it one way, but I know for fact from what one of my clients told me and what she did, it worked for her. Now, here's the thing about it. Like, when you apply, you may get an automatic approval, okay? But the thing about it, they may give you a low limit. All right? So here's the thing. They may give you a low limit. All right? Now, here's the thing about this here. Low limit. All right? Like I said, she had a 580 credit score. And with her 580 credit score, they gave her $1,000, right? Now you're like, well, Houston, I thought you said she got 20,000. Stick with me. Stick with me, because, sorry guys, Siri's talking in my ear. Okay, now, here's the thing about it. Yes, she did get approved. This was her first approval for the 1,000, right? Okay. Now what happened after that is very important. Remember, she only had, what did I say she had? A 580. Okay. And this is very true, because this lady was very excited when she called me to tell me what happened. But here's another thing I'm going to share with you, that she had leverage that a lot of people may not have, okay? But stick with me, and we're going to get into that as well. Now, okay, so she got approved with a 580 for 1,000, okay? Then what she did, once she got her card, she reached out to Navy Federal, okay? Just one moment. Siri wants to have a part of this conversation. But let's go back to this, okay? So she had a 580. She got approved for 1,000. Once she received the card, okay? This is something very important. Once she received the card, she sent an email over to the credit reviewing. Now it's going to be human reviewing at this point, okay? The computer generated the approval for the 1,000. Now, when she got a card, she reached out to them and she said, hey, she said, is it possible I can get a higher limit credit card? Now, let me explain to you. People are saying that in order to get a higher limit credit card, you either have to wait 91 days or 3 months. Okay, they call it 91-3, right? That's what they call it. However, again, this lady did not wait that long. I'm telling you, this lady did not wait that long, all right? Soon as she received a card in the mail, she sent them an email, and she said these two things, so you gotta pay attention at what she said. She said, first, she said, I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling, okay? And so I'll be a lot of traveling expenses. And the next thing she said, and I'm also trying to start a business. All right. Now, this is the reason why I continue to tell you, even if you have bad credit, you still should set up a business. All right, and if you don't know how to set up a business, click the link in the description, reach out to Three-Way Funding, set up a consultation, let us walk you through on how to set up a business properly. Okay, now, again, she set up the business. All right, she told them she was going to be traveling and business expenses. Now remember, she had a 580 credit score. So it did take them about, now I'm going to tell you this. She said it did take them about 2 weeks to get back with her. But they did increase to $20,000. Okay. Now, you're like, well, she had a 580. So she had a 580 credit score. Why would they give her $20,000? And she was even baffled by this. She's like, why would they give me $20,000? You know, and she's thinking, well, because I told them I'm trying to start a business. That wasn't it. Okay. Even though she had bad credit, she had a low DTI, low debt to income ratio. Okay. Now, she did have a relationship with Navy Federal, but here's the kicker. She had just started her relationship with Navy Federal. Okay. So she hadn't been with Navy Federal over 2 months. She hadn't been with Navy Federal over 2 months. Okay. So you can understand why this is kind of bothersome to her, and it's exciting because she's like, wait a minute, I got all this bad credit. Why would they give me this high limit credit card? I never had a high limit credit card. But again, it's because of her DTI. All right. So what that means is that they looked at it. Okay, yeah, you have bad credit, but you have high income. Okay, she has high income. She has just paying rent. So her income was over 100K. Okay, her income over 100K, right? Now again, like I said, she has bad credit, but because her income is over 100,000, yeah, she has a car payment, but she doesn't have a mortgage. Okay, she just has old bad accounts that's bringing her credit score down. So they took this into consideration. Wait a minute, she has all this money, but she has these bad accounts, but at the same time her DTI is low. Okay, because her DTI was low, this is the reason. Again, what's that, 20%? So basically, they gave her 20% of her income. Have you missed a message in that? Hey, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm just telling you some of the game. Now, I want you all to stick with me because some of you all may have bad credit, okay, and you just joined Navy Federal. And so, like I said, it's about building a relationship. Now, here's something else you have to understand. So, say that you brand new to Navy Federal, you have bad credit, okay? So you start off with a secured credit card, okay? And I tell people, again, in my other videos, it's all about relationship. So you do a pledge loan, right? So you do a pledge loan and a secured credit card, okay? Now, you're like, wait a minute, Houston, what about the Navy Federal American Express with no credit check? I'm getting to that, but you have to understand why you have to take these steps, okay? Because you need to take these steps to be able to do what I just said about the Navy Federal American Express with bad credit and no credit check. So you have to understand these steps, all right? So stick with me. Now, here's the situation. You just joined Navy Federal, you have bad credit, so you get a secured credit card and you get a pledge loan. Now, I'm going to tell you something that I mentioned in one of my other Navy Federal videos, okay? I told you, in order to get higher limit credit cards with Navy Federal, sometimes it helps to do direct deposit. Okay, so if it's possible, you may have a business you set up you know, and you're funding that business, then setting up a payroll and having a portion of that payroll going into your Navy Federal account, you're building a relationship, right? So this is some of the things that most people are looking over. That's the reason I'm telling you it's very important to have a relationship. Now, like I said, granted that this is on the personal side, but at the same time, like I said, she gave them enough motivation because she said she's going to be traveling and she's going to be starting a business, right? And so she already had the business set up as well, right? As a matter of fact, three-way funding actually set up the business. So she went back, she opened up a business checking account as well. Like I said, because again, it's about relationships. Okay, this is very important that you got to understand. It's about relationships. Now, okay, so if you get the direct deposits, you do the secured credit card plus the pledge loan, okay, you're building that relationship. Now, here's the thing. Usually about maybe, what, 6 months in, they may transfer this secured credit card over to an unsecured, okay, and they probably start you out with that cash rewards card, okay. Now here's what things going to get interesting. All right, when they convert that secured credit card to the cash rewards, okay, this is how you actually start stacking and spreading it out and building a relationship. So with the cash rewards, what you can do, you can say, well, I appreciate this card, but is it possible? And it's usually about 6 or 7 months after that, people say, to be able to do this. But in order to avoid getting an inquiry, okay, and even if you have bad credit, if you have one of Navy Federal's products already and you want to change it over to a different product, all right, then you would have to ask them, you would call them, and I'll put the number up here, just one moment. You would call them and you ask them for product change, okay? Now, say that, like I said, say that you already have the cash rewards of the platinum card and you've had the card for like 6-7 months, all right? Now, what you can do, you can ask them, okay? You can ask them, well, is it possible for me? Most people say 6 to 10 months, but I said 6 to 7, all right? Because I've been with Navy Federal a long time, okay? And trust me, they definitely helped the brother out. So anyway, back to what I'm saying. You know, some people say 6 to 7 months, some people say 6 to 10. I stick with the 6 to 7. But if you don't like one product, okay, and even though you may have bad credit and stuff, but you already have a product, what you want to ask them is for a product change, okay? So say that you want that Navy Federal American Express. Instead of having this cash rewards card or the platinum card, you ask them for a product exchange. So what they'll do, basically, you can keep the card open that you approve for, but they'll change over the balance to this new product. Sometimes they may close it out. Sometimes they may close it out, but not always. They may let you still keep this card and then open up this other product. And they usually do that, again, if you have a good relationship with them, you may pay your bills and stuff on time and stuff like that without actually putting in hard inquiry on your credit, okay? So even if you have bad credit, that's cool because you already have a relationship with them. That's the reason you may hear about people saying, oh, I got this credit card for $25,000 with bad credit and stuff. Again, because the key is when they're with a certain product, some financial institutions, they'll let you change the product, right? And sometimes they'll increase the limit without actually putting that inquiry on your credit, because they already data mined you as well. Okay, same thing when I tell you about American Express. That's the reason you don't get a hard inquiry when you're with American Express, because again, they already have the information they need on you to determine if they want to give you a credit line increase or to actually give you a new credit card. Okay, so I know that this video was long, but again, I wanted to give you the game, but I wanted to explain it to you. So again, if you just new to Navy Federal and you have bad credit, build the relationship with the security card, with the pledge loan, and then do the direct deposit. If you do these three here, okay, if you do those three there, okay, if you have bad credit, trust me, you'll move up the financial ladder with them much faster, okay, when you have bad credit. Okay, now if you have good credit and you're already there, again, follow these top tier steps here to be able to get the high limit credit cards. But like I said, with this lady, she did get a $20,000 Navy Federal credit card, okay, with a 580 credit score. And that's how also, like I said, when you have one product there and you want to exchange it to a new product and stuff, you would call the product department. And like I told you, here, I'm going to put the number here, so give me one moment. God, where's that number? Oh, okay, I got it. 888. So that phone number for the product exchange is 888, okay, 842, okay, 888-842, 63, sorry, I can't read my own writing there, guys, 6325. Sorry about that. I hope that's right. Yeah, I think it is 6325. So, like I said, you want the product exchange if you want to get that. If you have a Navy Federal account, credit card, and you want the Navy Federal American Express, then call that number, talk to the product exchange department, and see what they give you that card without actually doing a hard pull on your TransUnion. So this is Houston with three-way funding. I hope that you got a lot out of this video. It took a lot out of me because I have to remember all of this stuff. But I also want to let you know, please don't forget to comment, like, and share, and subscribe. All right? Thank you.